For the recording of this video, it is January 23rd, 2000. What year are we in? 2021. Anyway, so I'm in this video I'm gonna be doing, and hopefully you're gonna benefit from it and maybe do it with me or whatnot, but that's up to you. But we're going to be doing the no calculator math portion of practice test number 7. I'll drop the link to it. It's on Khan Academy, but I'll drop the link to this PDF in the description. And we're going to just be going through this. I know that the PSAT is on the 26th, and then hopefully this just helps people who are taking the SAT or the PSAT this year and for years to come. Let's just hope that this is a really good, beneficial explanation. So, with that, let's just get right to it. So, number one, x plus y equals 75. The equation above relates the number of minutes, x, okay, so this is number of minutes, so x is number of minutes. Mariah spends running each day, and the number of minutes, y, she spends biking each day. In the equation, what does number 75 represent? So if I'm adding the number of minutes she spends running to the number of minutes she spends biking, therefore 75 is just the total number of minutes she spent biking and running. So the total number of minutes spent running and biking each day. So it would be this one because it's not the number of minutes spent running each day. Well, we said that's just X. We said that this one's just Y, and then this one's just wrong. So now let's go on to number 2. Okay, so we're going to distribute this 3. Okay, so this is 3x plus 15 minus 6. This is going to be 3x plus 9, and therefore our answer is C. Quick, just distribution. Well, I can't say the word, and I was about to do the reading portion of this next. Okay, that's beyond the point. Okay, so for this system equation, I already know my x value. I don't have to find it. Okay, so I'm going to say y minus 3 over 2 plus 2y equals 6. Okay, so y minus 3 over 2 equals 6 minus 2y. Therefore, y minus 3 equals, multiplied by 2 on both sides, is 12 minus 4y. Therefore, y equals, or 5y actually, because we add 4y on this side, equals, and then we'll add negative 3 on both sides, equals 15. Therefore, y equals 3. And for sake of time, feel free to go back and rewatch that portion, or maybe slow it down, or pause, rewind, and whatnot. But now that we found our y, now we're just going to go find our x value. So go down. Okay. Okay. X is just going to equal 3, since we know it's y minus 3. X is going to equal 3 minus 3, which is 0. So therefore, the ordered pair is going to be 0, 3, which is B. Now, which of the following complex numbers is equal to this, where I equals square root of negative 1? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this, I was intimidated by it, but then because I hadn't reviewed or studied complex numbers in a while, but it really is simple once you just break it down. Because although these are complex numbers, let's just treat it normally. Let's just rewrite it, and then you'll see. So 5 plus 12i, okay, minus 9i squared. Okay, I squared is going to equal the square root of negative 1 squared, which is just going to equal negative 1. So this I squared right over here is just negative 1, okay? And then minus 6i. And notice I didn't substitute everywhere I saw an I didn't plug in square root of negative 1 because that really didn't benefit me. But in this portion of the equation right here, I did plug in square root of negative 1, so I could simplify it to negative 1 via this math. So this is 5 plus 12i minus negative 9 minus 6i, which is the same as 5 plus 12i plus 9 plus 6i. Therefore, this is 14 plus 18i, which is D. Okay. Now let's move on to the next problem, and we moved on a little too fast. Okay, so f of -1 is, every time we see an x, we're just going to plug in -1. So -1 squared minus 6 times -1 plus 3 over -1. No, -1, I did not need this. I'm not going to go over there. -1 minus 1, which equals -1 squared is 1. 6 times -1 is -6. Now, subtracting -6 equals +6, so +6 plus 3 over -1 minus 1 is -2. Therefore, we have 10 over -2, which equals -5. And am I moving a little fast? Yes, but on the SAT, you really don't want to dwindle or on the problems too much if you can just quickly solve them. Now, for this one, I know I'm not going that order, but that really doesn't make sense when I have to scroll. This one, I want to rewrite this. I know right now, okay, I know that x plus 3 squared is a perfect square. That x, oh, okay, no, I messed that one up. Okay, fine. I don't want any of this, to be honest. Okay, no, let's go. Okay, so here, I know that this is a perfect square, x squared plus 6x plus 9. But I have x squared plus 6x plus 4. So that means my equation is x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 5, right? Because 9 minus 5 is 4. Okay, so let me do this. X plus 3. Let me do this in red. I want to make this my, oh, I said red. Red. Yeah, fine, just red, any red. Red, okay, good. I want to do this in red, okay? This is my box of a perfect square, just like my box, or I know that this is a perfect square. X squared plus 6x plus 9 is a perfect square, and x plus 3 squared is a perfect square. Okay, now let's go back to black. This function, it is a function, is the same as x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 5, right? Because 9 minus 5 is 4. So if I wanted to simplify this, I would get this one, right? Here, for example purposes, x squared plus 6x plus 4. So this function right here is the same thing as this. Oh no, is the same thing as this function. This, okay, I just butchered that arrow, but it doesn't matter. You're listening to my voiceover. This x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 5 is the same as x squared plus 6x plus 4. Okay, and what else do we know? We know that x squared plus 6x plus 9 is the same as x plus 3 squared. So x plus 3 squared minus 5, and look, I may have jumped a step and I might have lost you here. But think about it. This x squared plus 6x plus 9 we said is the same thing as x plus 3 squared. Okay. And then we still have that minus 5, so it can be equivalent to this. So our answer here is just going to be x plus 3 squared minus 5. So it's B. Okay. Now for number 6. Wildlife video company that makes wildlife video purchases camera equipment for $32,400. The equipment depreciates in value at a constant rate for 12 years, after which it has no monetary value. Okay. How much is the camera equipment worth 4 years after it's purchased? Okay. So the first question I want to ask myself is, how much money does it lose per year? So this is going to be 32400 over 12 years, right? Because we know after 12 years it has no value. So, and we know that it depreciates at a constant rate. Depreciates at a constant rate. So, what is that rate? Well, this is where long division comes in. Well, 32400, and if you're like me, you haven't done long division in a hot minute. But okay, so 2 times 12 is 24. 8, 32 minus 24 is 8. Bring down the 4. We bring down this 4. 84 divided by 12 is 7. And then just bring those two zeros because This is 84 minus 0. Those two zeros come up. So it loses value at a constant rate of $2,700 every year. Let's get rid of this log division. I'll bring us back memories of elementary school. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so how much money did it lose in 4 years? So this is just going to be 4 times 2700, which is the same. Let's just break it up. We don't want to waste time. As 4 times 2000 plus 700. Okay, I broke that up, which equals 4 times 2000 plus 4 times 700, which equals 8,000 plus, I know, of course, with a calculator, this can be faster, but this is the no calculator portion. 8,000 plus 2,800 is going to be $10,800. So it loses $10,800 in value every year. Okay, so let's just erase this. I want to keep the 10,800. You'll see why in a minute. So we know it loses 10,800 every year. Okay, and now let's subtract that 10,800 from our original 32400. Let's subtract to see how much money these camera equipment will be worth after 4 years. So this is 0, 0, 1, 14. 14 minus 8 is 6, 1, 2, 21, 600. And we got C, even though it took a little bit of process, but we got it in the end. Okay, so I've already read this, so I'm not going to read it aloud. But the keynote is that let's just set this up as an inequality. So he made 8 times $10, and the first $8 per hour for the first 10 hours, and plus $10 per hour times X. So let X, it's a long time since I defined my variables, let X be a number of hours he works for $10 per hour. Okay, 10x has to, and then okay, so we know initially he made 8 times $8 per hour for the first 10 hours plus $10 per hour for these X number of hours. And he plans on saving 90% of his earnings, so 0.9. And that has to be less than or greater than or equal to $270. Okay? So first, let's simplify this. 8 times 10 to 80 plus 10x. Now I'm gonna write this 0.9 as 9 over 10, and you'll see why in a minute. And this has to be greater than or equal to 270. Therefore, 80 plus 10x has to be greater than or equal to 270 times 10 over 9, because we're multiplying by the reciprocal to get rid of this 9/10 on this side. Okay, so now let's do this in red. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 270 divided by 9 is 30. Okay, so now 80, okay, I guess we're writing in red now. 80 plus 10x is greater than or equal to 30 times 10 is 300. 10x is greater than or equal to 300 minus 80 is 220. X, it has to be greater than or equal to 22 hours. So he has to work for at least 22 hours, making $10 an hour. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next question. Let me pull up the next question on my other computer. Okay. Unauthorized copying or reuse of any part of this page is illegal. Well, I'm teaching, so I'm not trying to copy it. So I think I should be good legally, of course. Okay. So Marisa needs to hire at least 10 staff members for an upcoming project. The staff members will be made up of junior directors who are paid $640 per week, senior directors who are paid $880. Her budget is no more than $9,700. She must hire at least 3 junior directors and at least 1 senior. Okay, so this is a system of inequalities. And okay, so let's set our variables. If x, or no, they set our variables. Okay, so x is the number of junior directors. So x is the number of junior directors, and y is the number of senior directors. Fine. Okay, so we know that the total number of employees, x plus y, has to be greater than or equal to 10. And we know that because it says she needs to hire at least 10 staff members. So she needs to hire at least 10 staff members. What else do we know? We know that she must hire at least 3 junior directors. And we know that x is the number of junior directors, so we know x has to be greater than or equal to 3. We know she has to hire at least 1 senior director, so y is greater than or equal to 1. We know she has to hire at least one of these. So we're just deriving, or I know that we can be looking here, but I just want to write out my correct answer, what I know is the correct answer, and then I'll just cross-examine here. And then we know that $640 are paid per week for the junior directors, and we know that junior directors are represented by the variable x, so 640x plus 880 per week for who? The senior directors. So 80y has to be less than or equal to 9,700, because we know that her budget is going to be the total number of how much money she has to pay them per week, and then we know that the junior directors get paid $640 and the senior directors get paid 880. So, and we know that junior directors are represented with the variable x and senior with the variable y. So the total budget is just going to be this, because it has to be less than 9700. And then let's look at which one of these answers fit with our answer. So right off the bat, this is incorrect because the sign is facing the wrong way. So is this one. We're between B and D. Okay, this checks out with our work. Okay, x plus y has to be less than or equal to 10. No, it has to be greater than or equal to 10, because it says right here, she must hire at least 10 staff members. So at least. So x plus y has to be greater than or equal to 10. So it's not that one. Because of that mistake, it is therefore B. And now let's just erase this. Let's just erase this, okay? And let's go back to writing. So in the equation above, a, b, c, and d are constants. That's cool. The equation has roots at -1, -3, and 5. Which of the following is a factor of ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d? Okay, so we know that there's a root at -1. So first, let me just do a quick refresher. If I told you that I have a function x plus 1, and x plus 9, I asked you to find these roots, you would tell me, okay, well, the root is going to be x plus 1 equals 0. Therefore, x equals -1, -1. Okay, so I have a root at -1. And x plus 9 equals 0. Therefore, I have a root at x equals -9. So with this in mind, we know that we have a root at -1, -3, and 5. So the root over here, x minus 1 equals 0. Therefore, x equals 1. That's where we have a root. No, let's do with this one. Okay, x plus 1 equals 0. Therefore, x equals -1. Ding, 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 we have an answer. But let's keep on going. Over here with this x minus 3, okay, I'm doing this wrong for one reason. I have the advantage of colors. I need to use them. I should have done each one of them in a different color. So let's say C is this yellow. So x minus 3 equals 0. Therefore symbol, x equals 3. That's not one of our roots. So C is wrong. Let's just do it like that. So, and then here, x plus 5 equals 0. Therefore, x equals -5. Also wrong. So the only one is this one. The only correct one is this one right here, which was B. Let's go back to black because we're writing our correct answers in black. So this one is B. Or whoa, that is a nasty B. B. Okay, B. There, kind of better. Okay. Let's keep on going. Okay, and let's put these up on here. Okay. So now we have to solve this. This expression is equivalent to what? Okay, so x, okay, so this is going to be square root of y on top over x to the 1/3 times x squared, because here, let me bring up this exponent rule. Let's choose blue as my rule book. So if I have x over -2 over 1, that's the same as 1 over x squared. But the exponent will become positive as it goes down to the denominator, I mean. And x to the 1/3 is just cube root of x. And what other rules do I want to cite? I wanted to cite one more rule. Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, now let's go back to black. Yeah, fine, whatever. Just black, okay. So we know that y is the square, y to the 1/2 is the same thing as the square root of y. And then this times -2 becomes 1 over x squared. And then x to the 1/3, right over here, didn't change. Now this y, we'll just bring it up here. So this is just y. So now down here, what do we have? We have, let's simplify this again. I want to put my y out here, y over, and then this x to the 1/3 we said is just this. So this we have x squared cube root x. Now which one is this? Y times y square root of y, x squared over cube root x. The answer is D. Okay, the function f is defined by f of x, x plus 3, x plus 1. The graph of f is a parabola. Cool. Which of the following intervals contain the x-coordinate of the vertex of the graph of f? Okay. I read that one kind of fast, but okay. Okay, so let's find the roots of this function. Well, the roots is going to be x equals -3. Oh, whoa, no. X equals -3 and x equals -1. X equals -1. Okay, and the vertex of the parabola must have the same x coordinates as the midpoint of the x-intercepts. Okay. Okay. So we have our parabola over here, and what does our parabola look like? Can I simplify this? F of x, just so I can get an idea. This is going to be x squared plus x plus 3x plus 3. So x squared plus 4x plus 3. Is that my parabola? X squared plus x plus 3x plus 3. Okay. So this is my parabola just for reference. And okay. So the vertex of this parabola, and we know that the vertex would just be, like say the vertex here. This isn't the graph. Oh no, the vertex here would be at this point, and let's look at this graph. The vertex would be at this point. So basically the highest or lowest point essentially. But here, let's get rid of these, and let's get rid of these up here. Let me write that f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. Let's get rid of this down here. This wasn't even necessary. I just wanted it as a sort of reference. Just reference mentally so I can take a picture. Not take a picture, visualize it. But anyway, the vertex of the parabola must have the same x-coordinate as the midpoint of the x-intercepts. And that's just by quadratic like rules and whatnot. So the midpoint between -3 and -1, so -3 plus -1 over 2 is going to be -3 minus 1, -4 over 2 equals -2. And let me just help you guys visualize that. We have -3 here and -1 here. What is this middle value in between them? Well, you'll just tell me it's -2. So the vertex is at this -2. At this line right here, for this x value, x equals -2, there is the vertex. But that's going I explained this way too much. All we really needed was to find where the vertex x value would be, which is at -2, because it's the midpoint in between these two roots. And that would just be -3 is less than or equal to x is less than equal to 1, because -2 is in between that. So that is it. And now let's just go on to the next problem. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to this? Okay. So to solve this, Now this is going to require some clever algebraic manipulation on our part, but I want to rewrite this numerator so I can divide it by x minus 3. So I want to write this as x squared. Now, all that I'm doing here, it is valid. It's just me rewriting it. And if we wanted to simplify it, or uh, it would get us this answer. But anyway, I want to rewrite this as x squared minus 3x plus x, because negative 3x plus x, I'm leaving the x squared. Now, negative 3x plus x, that's negative 2x. Now, this negative 5, I want to rewrite this as negative 3 minus negative 2, all this over x minus 3. Okay, so now let's just group this up. So this is going to be x squared minus 3x in a group plus x minus 3 minus 2. All this over x minus 3. And now you might see where I'm going here. So this x squared minus 3x, this is the same as x minus 3 over x minus 3 plus x minus 3 over x minus 3 minus 2 over x minus 3. Now, let's bring out the color. Let's use green as cancellation. These cancel, and this doesn't cancel. So I'm left with this equals x plus 1, because x minus 3 over x minus 3 is 1, minus 2 over x minus 3. Now that one is actually a tricky problem because it requires some clever manipulation that I don't want to think of this as x squared minus 2x minus 5. I want to think of this in terms of 3's. So negative 3x plus x, because this right over here, I want to box this. This right over here is the same as negative 2x. And this right over here is the same as minus 5. And then this, of course, is x squared. So x squared minus 2x minus 5. We just thought of it differently. This one is actually a very good problem. I actually like that problem because it made me think. Okay, so let's go back. No, go down. Okay, good. What did we say? We say D, and let's bring this back to black. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. A shipping service restricts the dimensions of the boxes it will ship for a certain type of service. Rectangular prisms, the sum of the perimeter, the base of the box, and the height of the box cannot exceed 130 inches. Okay, so now let's just see how this is going to work out, because the perimeter of the base is determined using the width and length of the box. If the box is a height of 6 inches and its length is 2.5 times the width, which inequality shows the allowable width in inches of the box. Okay. So the way I want to solve this problem is like this. We need to translate the given context into an inequality and then solve the inequality to find the allowable width. Okay, so let's find the perimeter first. We know that the perimeter is just going to equal 2L plus 2W. We know that L equals, okay, first of all, let's set this in terms of, shows the allowable width, because since it tells us that width is x, let's set this in terms of x. So this is going to equal 2L plus 2x. Whoa, this is such a butchered L. We know that the length is 2.5 times the width. So this is 2 times 2.5x plus 2x, which equals 2 times 2.5x, 5x, plus 2x, 7x. Okay, so the perimeter of the box, we know, let's write this perimeter. The perimeter equals 7x, and we know that the x is the width. Okay, now that we got out of the way, let's keep on going. So now that the sum of the perimeter of the base and the height is 7x plus 60 inches. Because let's just think about that for a second. 7x, because we know that the perimeter of the base, 7x, plus its height of 60 inches. And now that we know this, it cannot exceed 130 inches. Therefore, 7x is less than or equal to 70. Therefore, x is less than or equal to 10. And we can go from any value from 0 which is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 10, which gives us of an answer of a. So once we just found the perimeter, okay, we found the perimeter, and we know that the perimeter plus the height cannot exceed 130 inches, and then we would just solve for x to find the proper width. So now let's just get rid of all that. And the editing that I'm going to have to do in this video to make sure it's good is going to be a lot, but it's okay. Now we moved on to this problem. And now the expression 1/3 x squared minus 2 can be rewritten as 1/3 of x minus k, x plus k, where x is a positive constant. What is the value of x? Okay, so let me think about this for a second. Okay, so okay, thought about it. We're good. So I want to factor out this 1/3. Better for me to think for a second and then be able to edit out, or you can skip, than for me to give you a butchered explanation. So let's factor out this 1/3 from the x squared minus 2. So this is going to be x squared minus, um, what would this be? X squared, I want to take this negative 2 and divide it by 1 over 3, which is just going to equal negative 6. So this is 6. And then let's go back in red and just verify our work, because I factored out the 1/3 from this x squared minus 2, and now I just want to check for teaching purposes that if I multiply this back in, so 1/3 x squared, if I wanted to multiply it like this, and then negative 6 times 1/3 is just negative 2, so we did correctly factor out this 1/3. Okay, so erase. So now that we factored out the 1/3, we want to find the value of k, and k is just going to be our root. So I want to write this, that 0 equals 1/3 of x squared minus 6. Okay, now this 1/3 is irrelevant because we can multiply by 3 on both sides here. So times 3 over 1 times 3 doesn't do anything. So our k value is going to be here. Here's how we're going to find k. X squared minus 6. What are the roots over here? Okay, so x squared minus 6 equals 0. X squared equals 6. X equals the square root of 6, plus or minus, of course, because if I wanted to break this up, x plus square root of 6, x minus square root of 6. So that's how we would solve it, and then leaving us with d as our proper answer, where k is the value of d. So we would just factor out the 1/3, and then we would just solve and see what this would get us. It got us plus minus root 6, and that's what we got. So now these are what's it called? These are no multiple choice. I just got to explain it. Okay, so if 2x plus 8 equals 16, what is the value of x plus 4? Okay, so 2x equals 8. X equals, what does x equal? X equals 4. X plus 4 is going to equal 4 plus 4, which equals 8. So my answer over here is 8. And I just want to erase everything, and then we can just get 8. Okay. Number 17, I'm going to skip number 17 for right now. Let's go to 8. Okay, so 720 degree angle. Oh, whoa, what did I just do? Okay, 720 degree angle can be written as a pi, where a is a constant. What is the value of a? Okay, so 720 degrees. What is the conversion factor between this? We know that for every, here, we know, okay, so we know that for every 2 pi, no, okay, so here, let me draw a circle. This is 360 degrees, or 2 pi. So we know that in 720 degrees, okay, 720 degrees, right? So 360 degrees is going to be the same as 2 pi, and then now let's just simplify. This is going to be what? This is going to be 360 divided by 360 is 1. 720 divided by 360 is 2. 2 times 2 pi equals 4 pi. Therefore, A equals 4. And then just the one thing that you want to understand. For every 360 degrees, there are 2 pi's. And then also, same thing, for every 180 degrees, there is 1 pi. And that's the whole unit circle thing, and radians and degrees and the conversion and mathematics and calculus, and physics, but that's completely outside. We're just trying to take the SAT. So now we're just trying to solve over here. So this is all cool. I'm Q and R intersect at the point P, and P equals QP. So NP equals QP. That's cool. And MP equals PR. Okay, cool. So here, let's put that. NP and QP are the same thing, and MR and that are the same thing. So what is the measure in degrees of QMR? So I'm trying to find this angle measurement right here. This angle right here. So I know one thing here. I want to remove these because none of them are really important. I want to find something. I want to know. Actually, no, they are important. To solve this problem, they are important. So this is equal to this, and this is equal to this. Okay. So now, what is this angle measurement over here? For the problem, I want to know what this angle measurement is over here, but now I really don't know how to solve this unless I find this angle measurement. So we know that the sum of degrees of a straight line is 180. So if this is 60 degrees, this has to be 120 degrees. And now that I know that's 120, I want to draw this isosceles triangle because these two sides are the same. So an isosceles is when two sides are the same. And I know that this angle measurement is 120 because we got it over here because we know that 180 minus 60 equals 120. And that's because in a straight line, the sum of these two angles have to equal 180. Okay. Now over here, since this is a isosceles triangle, I know that this angle and this angle are the same. It's x and x. These two are the same angles via the rules of the isosceles triangle. Now, I also know that x plus 120 equals 180 because the sum of the angles within a triangle is 180. So I know x plus x equals 60. I know 2x equals 60. 60. Therefore, I know that x equals 30. And therefore, my answer over here, the value of the angle of QMR equals 30 degrees. And I know this explanation was kind of rushed, or not kind of rushed, it was kind of fast, so I'll just explain it again. In order to solve this, I need to note that these sides are the same. These two sides are the same, and these two sides are the same. Oh, wait, these should be double line. Okay, these two sides are the same. Okay, now by knowing that on a straight line, the total sum of degrees is 180, and I know that this part is 60, that means this angle right here is 120. And since I know that these two sides are the same, and I know that the total number of degrees within a triangle is 180, x plus 120 is 180, x plus x equals 60, 2x equals 60, x equals 30. And we solved that problem. Now let's go to number 19. The graph of a line in the xy plane passes through the point 1/4 and crosses the x-axis at that point. It crosses the x-axis at the point 2, 0. The line crosses the y-axis at the point 0, b. What is the value of b? Okay, so let's just set down my equation. Y equals mx plus b. We know that m equals slope, which equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, now, here, so my y1 is going to be 0. Okay, let me do this in a different color. I want to do it like this. Let's do it in black. Okay, so my 0, because this is my y2 minus y1. This is my y1. 0 minus 4 over my x2, which is 2, minus my 1, which is 1, equals negative 4 over 1, which equals negative 4. So I know that the slope of my equation is negative 4. Okay, now y equals negative 4x plus b. Now, what is my b value? I don't know. So now let's just plug in for y and x. I mean, we do have 2 points right here. We have 1/4 and 2, 0. We'll just plug these in. So I'm going to use 2, 0 because this has a 0, which is going to make things easier. So now that we're plugging this in, 0 equals negative 4 times 2 plus b. 0 equals negative 8 plus b. Therefore, b equals 8. And now let's just cross-examine with the answer I have over here. B equals 8, yes. So this is just a basic, a two-step y equals mx plus b. Now, this problem, I like this problem because this problem is quite nice. Or not quite, or it is quite nice. It has you think. So the first thing that I want to do here is I want to distribute and I want to combine like terms. Okay, so here, let's do exactly that. I want to distribute this 10. Okay, so I have 7, 5, 3, 2 plus 100 y squared plus 100 y squared plus 100 y squared minus 1100. Because 10 times negative 110, you just add a 0. Okay. So I have 100 y squared plus 100 y squared. That is 200 y squared plus 7532 minus 1100. Let's do this math up here in, what is color I have not used? Fine, let's use this gold. 7532 minus 1100, 2346. Or 6,432, but you know what I mean. Okay, so 200 y squared plus 6,432. Okay, so um, now in order for us to solve what they're asking for, because they're not asking us to simplify, let me put equal, equal, equal. And let me put this dash line in green, not this dash, this line to separate these two problems. Okay, now let's solve. Okay, so now they want the expression above can be written in the form ay squared plus b, where a and b are constants. Well, that is what this is, because look, here is my b, here's my a, or no, I'm in black. A, this is my a, and here it is right here, 200 y squared. So what ay squared plus b. So here's my a, it's the 200, and the b is just this b right here, this 6432. So what is the value of a plus b? So a plus b. So this is just going to be my 200 plus my 200 plus my 6432, which is just going to equal 6,632. And we have completed the no calculator portion of the SAT exam, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. If it's not night, a great rest of your morning, and keep vibing, keep up that energy, and keep on studying, and have a good day.